Hi, my name is Patrick Pereira, and I'm here to present to you the integrated information infrastructure solution for Laufa da Madrinha. This is a work for our Capstone class in University of the Cumberlands, guided by Professor Kenneth Sims. So the first idea that we need to understand is what is Laufa da Madrinha? Laufa da Madrinha is a clothing store that specializes on selling, renting, and tailoring of luxury clothes for children. So if you think of a wedding and you have a daughter or a son or a niece that needs a dress or needs a new nice shirt, Laufa da Madrinha sells those products, rents the products for maybe a weekend or only one day for the events, and also tailors the clothes. It's mostly dresses for girls that want to have a specific and special dress, because we understand that for many families, having a special dress is meaningful for a special occasion. So Laufa da Madrinha is a Brazilian company owned by Laodiceia, and it's home based in Brasília, which is the capital of Brazil, and already has 3 stores in different parts of the city. So because of these 3 stores, a lot of the record keeping of products is maintained in books, handwritten by not only the owner but other employees. So there has been an enormous need for a digital record of inventory and clients. Understanding who your clients are is a big part of a competitive advantage in the industry. So you know who to reach out to and who to market the next sale or the next season discount to. And our solution helps Laufa da Madrinha better manage, visualize, and maintain this database, this digital record of inventory and clients. There's also a growing demand for digital marketing for displaying these products on the website. Not only nowadays, Laufa da Madrinha's most important means of getting new customers is through Instagram. So social media already plays a big part. Having a website or other digital services will definitely help getting more clients in the future. This could be like a digital application that has enormous competitive advantage towards other companies, because most of these tailoring stores, they are home owned. So like Laodiceia, owners of these types of stores in this industry have not taken the time to maintain digital records and kept the same old-fashioned way of keeping all the products and all the clients, all their contact information on just notebooks written down. And that's where we think Laufa da Madrinha can take advantage of. So the first thing of the solution is probably the most important one, the database component. The database component is where we store several different types of information for the company, which can be the children, for what dresses or what kind of clothing we are making, what customers come to our store and what they buy, what products we have available, and you can see how different fields have different types of data. What products, what are the renting entries, and what are the rents that are due next month, that were due last month and we have not received either payment or not, and what transactions, which mostly referring to sale and tailor of products. Another part of this database component here, we can see a few examples of products and how they would look in the product database. So this way you can see the product ID is automatically generated. but then you can find product name, the description for each product, the sizes that they come available, so the employee knows if it can offer to a specific client or not, how much it costs in material, so to understand a profit margin and how lower it can go to for discounts, because it is very common in South America and Brazil, for example, for bargaining. And also see that there's a yes or no boxes to see if a product is specific only for sale, for rental, or for tailoring as well, and their prices for each service, as well as the availability. The last thing that we have is a little bit of our entity relationship on the database component, where we can see how each field would update and how it would relate to one another. Like, for example, we can see that one customer can have several children, or one customer can do several transactions or several rentings, but each transaction should have one product, or a few transactions could have more than one product, but we would store them in the database as each product can go to many different transactions. Okay, so this time let's take a look at our web page. So this is only a prototype, and it can be edited to fill the needs and wants of Fada Madrinha. And we expect to make some changes as it's requested. And after those changes are made, we can also update the website or train the owner to be able to make those changes by itself. So it's pretty simple. We put a little bit of the tailoring price for most of the products as just an example in the front page, so customers know what they're looking at. There's a short video here where we can see the dress, for example, how it actually looks in real life. And at the end, an important part of in the footer side of the web page is our contact information, which plays a major role for clients that want to get in touch with us. This part here, we are gonna have all the girls' clothing, especially in this scenario we have the dresses, which can be changed and modified depending on season or depending on product availability, in case there is any sale, and also the description can be is adaptable. The boys tab, the accessories or suppliers, is not yet complete, but it is supposed to follow a similar style, a similar wireframe as the dresses page. And for last, we have a contact us tab, where it's going to show a little bit of an opportunity for the clients or possible clients to reach out to us to fill their names, and then at the end submit a form where it would give us several different information, like how we could reach them, either for a phone number or through an email. Birth date is also important, especially because it may be subjective, but it helps us understand the age of children, and are we providing sales or discounts for this person if they have a 2-year-old daughter or if they have a 16-year-old son. Okay, so back to the presentation. We have now the application program design component, which is the most important and possibly the main part of the user interface of the solution. The application program design component is going to be an application in the computer that's going to be later talked in the hardware section that will have several different options to choose from that will help Fada Madrinha to view, to look inside the database, to add and delete items that are already in the database, and then to edit items that already exist. So these are the three main things. And as you can see, it starts simply by clicking on one of those squares that would take you to a specific section in the database. So if the user clicks on product, you will see these 4 new entries where the user or the employee can view the product database and then can access all the information that it may need to provide to new clients. It can add a new product that either just arrived or has just been completed, delete old products that maybe are not available anymore, that were just sold or are out of season, or add and remove existing products, editing them. And the last part, let's say the user clicked on new product, it is going to show up a form that matches the database using Access before. This product form, after it is filled by the employee, if filled correctly, which we have some logic checks behind it, if filled correctly, it's going to add 1 new entry inside the database. This is the main part of the integrated solution that we are providing for La Fada Madrinha. Now we're going to talk a little bit of the hardware components, which is not something very complicated. As it can be seen, the application will be simple, but it will have an enormous advantage for the company. And since it is only going to work based on the database, and the web page will be separate from that, but also the application, we do not expect to have very top-notch or very specific hardware. However, it was concluded that the recommended solution for hardware was one desktop computer fully equipped in the main store of La Fada Madrinha. This desktop computer is also going to be working as the server to where to store the database and provide this database to other stores. 2 notebooks to be working on. There's 2 other available stores of La Fada Madrinha around the city. Internet modem in all of them, which is going to be already in place and maintained by the internet provider. And credit card machines that will be probably connected to the same network that will make Fada Madrinha complete those transactions. Next, we have the backup and security component, which is an important part of this project, since sometimes when talking about the client database, we are dealing with private and personal information. Although we are not dealing with legal information that has legal mandates, it is important for the clients to feel secure that they are providing us their date of birth, their email, or their phone number that nobody else can have access to. So the first part is the backup component, which is important to Fada Madrinha since the client database is an important part of their success nowadays. And losing the client database would be like stepping back 5 years in time where the company was first founded. So the information from the database should be backed up at least once a month to an external hard drive. This should be enough to maintain all the information secure from loss, and the owner can decide if it will receive training or provide training to one of the employees and be responsible for the backup by itself, or can request a backup for an additional fee every once a month, which shouldn't be very expensive nor very time consuming. Regarding the security component, it's important to add that the application and database will only be accessible through the same network. So we will prepare a firewall that will only allow users from that specific network, from the specific machines, to gain access to the database through the application. So first of all, we will have robust, secure network connections, network restrictions to ensure that nobody else that is trying to access the database from another internet connection or another server or another machine will not be able to enter the application or the database. Fada Madrinha can also request to add a login page on the application. This way, users will have to type in their login credentials and passwords. This way, they will authenticate themselves and also track their activity inside the application. So we will know who added this new project, who deleted the client, who edited the transaction and changed the price of sale, which will not be very consistent with network security, but it will be important, especially for users, to prevent unethical activity. And we believe that with proper network management and employee training, nobody without authorized access should ever be able to access the database or the application. Now, the user documentation component helps Fada Madrinha understand why we are providing this solution and why it is clear that it will be effective in providing a competitive advantage among the industry. This section of the solution also contains a few guidelines to be explored more closely on how to operate the system and extract all benefits from it. And towards the end of this presentation, there are a few final questions, where the most difficult challenge that I had in this class was probably time related, and it was very interesting for me to go back to the basics, especially regarding database component that I did not remember so very much before this class, and I had to study a little bit before I could even start the project. But it was the most useful prerequisite that I had to complete this class, because it was the first step in actually doing the project, and it helped me understand what was needed to be done, what I needed to study. So the database class was crucial for me, vital for me to provide, to create this project. And what I think was the least useful prerequisite in this class, which I think all of them were important, but I think the one that was least useful for me, where I did not go in much depth, was the backup and security database, or the security assurance class, where either I didn't go through very deep in it, or maybe it was just not required and not very crucial for my solution. But that's my understanding of the project. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.